So at this point, you should have last night's at-home workout out. If not, for some reason, then pause this until you have it out and are ready to make some corrections if necessary. We are going to go over numbers 7, 9, and 10. So for number 7, we are solving for y. That's what directions told us for all of them. Remember that the point is simply to rewrite the equation. So you will not have something like y equals 3, x equals 7. That is not what we are doing with this. Okay, so I don't want to see answers like that when you hand this paper in. What I do want to see is you rewriting your formula or your equation in solving for y. So you will have y equals and then a constant term, a variable term, things like that. Not just a constant. Okay, so to get 9y by itself, we have to first get rid of the other term that's with it, which would be 4x. The opposite of positive 4x we know is negative 4x. We know that whatever we do to one side of the equal sign, we have to do the other side. We get rid of 4x minus 4x because that cancels out and we get 0. So on my right-hand side, I just have 9y. On the left-hand side, can we combine 6 minus 4x or negative 4x plus 6? No, we cannot. So we are just going to write negative 4x plus 6, and that equals 9y. Now our last step is to get the y completely alone, because right now we know what 9y's are equal to, but we would like to know what 1y is equal to. So to do that, we are going to divide all terms on both sides by 9. Negative 4 divided by 9 does not give us a whole number, so we can just leave this as negative 4x over 9. But 6 over 9 does simplify, and that would become 2 over 3, because 3 goes into 6 2 times, and 3 goes into 9 3 times. We had a plus sign, so we'll keep that there. And now we know that any number divided by itself equals 1, so we just have y by itself. So negative 4x over 9 plus 2/3 equals y is our answer. That is our rewritten equation, solving for y, or getting y by itself. Okay, so if you weren't paying attention before, hopefully you are now. Remember y, we are getting by itself, so we remove the other term. So at this point, these steps should be looking familiar to you. So to get rid of positive 4 and 2/10 x, we are going to use negative 4 and 2/10 x on both sides of our equal sign. Remember that these are not like terms, so they cannot be combined. These two can be our negative 4 and 2/10 x and our positive 4 and 2/10 x, so they're gone. So we are left with negative 1 and 4/10 y equals 2 and 1/10 minus 4 and 2/10 x. Now our last step is to get y totally alone. So we have it so it's the only term on the left-hand side, but we need to get rid of its coefficient. To get rid of coefficients, we always divide by the coefficient. So we are dividing each term by negative 1 and 4/10. Negative 1 and 4/10 divided by negative 1 and 4/10 equals 1. So we are just left with 1y on the left-hand side. 2.1 divided by negative 1.4 is equal to 3 over 2. And negative 4.2x divided by negative 1.4 leaves us with positive 3x. Don't forget about this x that's up here. It's very important. Remember, we're not doing any magic. We are only doing math, so no disappearing acts. And our final answer is y equals 3 over 2 plus 3x. Last but not least, we have number 10. 6y minus 1.5x equals 8. So again, the directions told us that we would be solving for y. So we need to get rid of that other term that's on the same side as our term that has y with it. So the opposite of negative 1.5x is, you guessed it, positive 1.5x. Whatever I do to one side, I have to do to the other. I cannot combine these, they are not like terms. These, however, are like terms. They're gone. Bring down what I haven't used yet. So I still have 6y. So y. 6y equals 8 plus 1.5x. What's my last step? Get y totally by itself, so now I have to divide by the coefficient. And every single term needs to be divided by the coefficient. 6 divided by 6 is 1, so we have y equals 8 over 6 plus 1.5x over 6. Last step is to simplify. Y equals 8 over 6 simplifies into 4 over 3, because 2 goes into 8 4 times and 2 goes into 6 3 times. Plus, now we need to think, how many times does 1.5 go into 6? Well, I know 3 goes into 6 twice, and I know that 1.5 goes into 3 2 times, so 2 times 2 is 4. So we have 1x over 4, and you do not need to write that 1. Remember, it is invisible, so we just have x over 4. So this is our final answer. Y equals 4/3 plus x over 4. If you still have questions, first, you should re-watch the problems that you have questions on in this video and see if re-watching answers your question. If it does not, you can respectfully and on topic ask a teammate your question. If they are unable to answer it, then you need to write down which parts you rewatched, you need to write down who you asked what, and make sure your name is on the paper as well, and then you're going to put it in the completed workout bin. And I will definitely be looking at these. So tomorrow, then I will know that you either totally understand it, or I will know what your specific questions are.